Hey everyone, Alex here, and we just got back from climbing Mount Fuji. If you're watching this, you've probably seen the news about the new rules implemented for the 2024 season. When I first heard about this, I was like, oh god, okay, another hoop to jump through to try to plan this trip, but really, it wasn't that bad. You can do it. Let's get into it then. So in case you haven't heard, here are the 3 main points to know about. Number 1, only 4,000 people can climb Mount Fuji a day. Number 2, a gate has been installed at the 5th station to stop people from entering the trail between 4 p.m. and 3 a.m. This does not include people with a hut reservation. I do think that they can enter the gate a little bit after 4. And lastly, number 3, a new mandatory ticketing system has been implemented, costing 2,000 yen per person. So if you are planning to hike Mount Fuji this 2024 summer season, here is what that means to you. Okay, point number 1, 4,000 people per day. That's actually a pretty big number. In 2017, there were 17 days where that number exceeded 4,000. In 2018, it was 12 days. In 2019, it was 10 days. And in 2023, it was only 5 days. If I had to guess, these are probably big holiday weekends where there were a ton of people trying to hike Mount Fuji. If you're planning on hiking during a weekday, I really wouldn't worry about this at all. Number 2, the gate. Yes, there is a giant gate now at the Yoshida trailhead at the 5th station. There are multiple people who will check your wristband as you enter the gate. When we got down at 8 p.m., which is another video, there were 2 security guards there who also looked at our wristbands, but didn't scan anything. They really just looked to see that we had them. Not sure why. When I say the gate is closed from 4 p.m. to 3 a.m., I mean that you cannot enter during that time, but you can certainly exit. They will let you leave the trail in between 4 p.m. and 3 a.m. So the tickets. As I said, tickets cost 2,000 yen per person and they are mandatory for everyone. This is totally separate from a bus ticket or a hut reservation. It's really just to enter the trailhead at the 5th station. Here is the website where you can buy your ticket ahead of time. So looking at it, you click this button that says Yoshida Trail Gate Entrance Reservations here, and you can choose whether you are a mountain cabin guest or a day trip climber. I was a day trip climber, so we'll click on that, and you'll see that it is 2,000 yen with a 3,000 yen just being an option for further donations. You can choose your selected date and then the number of tickets you'd like to book. You can book in advance up until the day before your hike, and you can book up to 100 tickets at a time. They'll send you an email with a confirmation code, and then from there it will send you to payment information. Then you will receive an email with a QR code and the number of tickets that you bought, and that's what they'll scan at the trailhead. This ticket is non-refundable most of the time. I called their helpline to clarify, and the woman was super nice, and she told me that the ticket would only be refunded in case of the trail being closed by the mayor. And the mayor won't close the trail just for anything. He will close the trail if the weather is really bad and conditions are specifically unsafe. So even if it's raining on your day, but the trail is still open, that ticket is not refundable. If you need to cancel or change dates for any reason, that's also non-refundable. It's on you. All right, here's how me and my friends approached it. For our trip, we had 2 possible days that we could hike. We were planning pretty far in advance and it was really hard to tell what the weather would be like, so we opted to buy 2 days worth of tickets. We all agreed that it'd be better to just eat the money for one of the days than to get there and not be able to buy a ticket on the day that we wanted. I think this was a good strategy for us, but I could see it being problematic in the future with groups booking multiple days at a time and not canceling them, making the numbers look more inflated than they are for hikers expected on that day. For example, 4,000 people may have bought a ticket for that day, but only 3,000 show up, and that would make it impossible for people who want to buy their ticket at the gate to actually buy a ticket. See what I mean? I also think that large tour groups or something could easily buy up hundreds of tickets at a time without actually showing up or having the amount of people to fill those tickets. And so I'm interested to see what happens in the future and how they deal with that. As I mentioned, it is possible to buy a ticket right at the gate on the day of. It's super easy. There's an information center on the left and someone will point you to the right window where you can buy your ticket. Once you have your ticket or you show your QR code, you'll be given a wristband. And this wristband can be put on your wrist or it can be put on your backpack. I would keep it on all day, especially because they did look at it when we were exiting the gate. This entire process, while a little bit cumbersome, is quite seamless, and it's just another thing you need to do as you're planning for your trip. I will leave the official website below where you can buy your ticket in advance, as well as some other links to articles that talk more about the reasoning behind these changes if you want to inform yourself further. I really hope this helps you plan your trip. In the next video, I'll go over our experience of 6 people hiking up and down in one day, missing the last bus and being totally stranded at 10 p.m. Until then, happy planning, and I really hope this helps you. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.